What we're seeing right now across Iraq is nothing short of extraordinary. For months, years even, there have been hints, slow movements, and scattered reforms around the Iraqi dinar. But today, we're bringing you a development that could mark the beginning of the final phase. We've received direct confirmation from a trusted, senior figure inside Iraq's banking system, someone who has watched multiple monetary trends anything before. The signs aren't just hopeful. They're unmistakable. According to this source, things are no longer theoretical. The Central Bank of Iraq and commercial institutions across the country are now coordinating at full speed. This is not a test run or a long-term infrastructure build-out. What's happening is the final technical push before a potential public announcement that would usher in a revalued Iraqi dinar. And this shift, based on verified steps already underway, may be activated within the next 24 hours. From Erbil to Baghdad, from the city centers to remote areas, teams are working around the clock. Software engineers, compliance officers, telecom teams, cash logistics companies, all engaged, synchronized, and laser-focused on one outcome, the activation of a new exchange system. This level of movement doesn't happen unless something very real and very imminent is coming. Over the last several days, Iraq's ATM systems have been reconfigured. Not just tweaked, but rebuilt to handle dual denominations. That includes the current larger bills and the soon-to-be-introduced lower-value notes, core to the "Delete the Zeros" initiative that Iraq has been preparing for over a decade. These new machines have been quietly rolling out across the country, installed, networked, and stress-tested, even in some of the most rural provinces. Simultaneously, the internal network connecting the central bank, state-run financial institutions, and private commercial banks has been running heavy simulations. These simulations aren't just for load testing, they're preparing each node of the system to process transactions using a new dinar value, possibly against the US dollar and a basket of other global currencies. Multiple observers inside Iraq's financial infrastructure have noted that the transactions being tested are no longer based on the outdated program rate. Instead, they're modeling scenarios using updated rate parameters, tightly guarded but clearly reflective of a post-revaluation environment. One of the clearest signs that we are approaching the event horizon is the sudden increase in high-level banking meetings focused exclusively on activation logistics. These discussions are not about when to revalue, but how to implement once the switch is flipped. Staff across several major banks have already received sealed documentation outlining post-RV branch procedures. That includes how to update internal accounting systems, how to instruct the public, and even how to monitor and report real-time liquidity flow in the hours after the rate goes live. We've also received word that a round of contingency drills, designed to stress-test the country's retail cash system, have been quietly completed. These drills included everything from teller procedures and vault balancing to ATM replenishment cycles under a new rate structure. That means the logistical backbone needed to support a live exchange environment is not just being built, it's ready. But let's be clear, this isn't just about banking infrastructure. This is a national economic shift that's about to impact every Iraqi citizen. And if the information we've received is accurate, and all signs point to it being so, then Iraq is preparing to lift itself into a new financial era, backed by a currency with far greater purchasing power and regional weight. For holders of the dinar worldwide, this moment carries enormous weight. Many have held onto this currency through years of rumors, delays, and false starts. And while skepticism has often been justified, what's different now is the scale and specificity of what's happening on the ground. These aren't whispers. These are verified updates, structured processes, and institutional moves happening right now. From a financial strategy perspective, this is the kind of event where precision matters. It's not enough to hold the currency. If the rate changes in the hours ahead, you'll need to know which banks are participating, which redemption centers are prepared, and which authorities are recognizing the new rate globally. Timing is everything. The first 72 hours after a confirmed revaluation are expected to be critical, especially for those looking to exchange without delays or complications. Let's also not forget the regional and global implications. A revalued Iraqi dinar signals something powerful to foreign investors, oil partners, and international development funds. It's a message that Iraq is not just recovering, but emerging, ready to rejoin the global marketplace with a currency backed by reserves, resources, and reform. And it reshapes conversations around the Middle East's monetary future in a way few other moves could. Looking at the full picture, everything lines up. The infrastructure is ready. The banking systems are synced. The communication channels are live. And the security protocols are now in effect across the entire central bank network. What was once only discussed in economic theory is now playing out in real time. If this transition does go live in the next 24 hours, here's what you must do. First, ensure your dinar is verified and authenticated through proper channels, especially if you purchased through third-party dealers. Second, stay connected to trusted sources that will alert you once the rate is publicly confirmed. Third, avoid rushing or reacting emotionally. Exchange centers, both inside and outside Iraq, will follow structured rollout windows, most likely lasting 7 to 10 days, with the early phase being the most critical. And finally, stay vigilant. With any major financial shift, scammers and bad actors will look to exploit the uninformed. If someone pressures you to hand over your dinar, wire fees, or join a group exchange, proceed with extreme caution. The safest path is always through official banking channels or U.S. authorized institutions, once the rate has been made public. The days of guesswork may be ending. We are now in a phase of real-time observation. And based on every piece of verified movement, we can say with confidence, this is the most serious window we've ever seen. Not theoretical, not projected, active. We'll be tracking every hour from this point forward. And if the RV is triggered, you'll hear it from us right away, confirmed, sourced, and explained in full. We're committed to guiding you through this phase with clarity, accuracy, and integrity. Stay focused, stay sharp, and stay prepared. Subscribe and keep notifications on, because what's coming next may change everything. Like and subscribe for more videos.